Hi, I'm Richard Byrne. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 forgotten features of Google Documents that everyone should know how to use. But surprisingly, I get asked about these quite a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look here at my Google Doc. And the first thing we're going to look at is the thing that made Google Documents way back when it got started, and that is the ability to go and look at the version history, previously called revision history. We can see the version history, and we can see not only when it was changed, but who changed the document. And that is great for keeping track of whether or not your students were actually collaborating on their documents, or going back to a previous version if one student working on the document accidentally deletes something that shouldn't have been deleted. So that's version history, super useful tool that people sometimes forget about. Second thing we're going to look at here is something I get asked about all the time, and that is here in the file menu, can we change the page layout? And yes, you can. Let's go to page setup, and we can apply the page setup to the whole document or to just selected content. We can change it from portrait to landscape. We can even change the paper size from the standard 8.5 by 11 to any one of these standards. You can see all those options right there. We can change our page background color. Let's make our page background that shade of yellow and change our margins. But we also have this relatively new option of a pageless format so that your document can have images that are wider than average, or just to view it without having any page breaks at all. Let's go ahead and apply that right now. And so now I have that nice yellow mustard colored background on my document, and I did that right there in the page setup. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is an option that's really pretty helpful when you are showing a document to your class and you want to remove some of the distractions. You can do that by just going over here to hide the menus, or you can also go to view and view full screen, and that removes all of the menus as well. So it's really nice if you want to show kind of a clean version of the document without any of those header menus up at the top there. Now, let's take a look at another option that's often overlooked and often forgotten, but I get asked about it quite a bit, and that is, how can I share my document with people who don't use Google Documents? One of the ways you can do that is to choose email and email this file, or you can download it as any of these formats. I often use the PDF option and download my document as a PDF and share it with people by just sending them an email. Or in the case of someone who insists on Word format, when I was writing for a magazine, I wrote for one magazine that wanted everything in Word, so I would download it as a Word file and then email it to my editor instead of sharing the Google document. And the last thing we're going to look at here, a really handy option, and that is to publish the document to the web. You can publish the document to the web and just give people a link to it, and that will display just the document without any of the Google Docs editing things around the top here. Let's take a look at that right now. And this is what it looks like when I've published it to the web, but I haven't shared the document. We'll see there's just sample document number 10, and it's basically just a simple standalone website. So those are 5 often forgotten or overlooked features of Google Documents that everyone should know how to use. As always, for more things like this, please check out freetech4teachers.com or subscribe to my YouTube channel.